Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have another Link to the Past RMG League race. This is Palace of Darkness Round 3, Krithel versus Tam. On commentary today, we have Rob J. Beasley, and they will take it from here.
Hey, what's up everyone? Yes, we've got a race from the Palace of Darkness division here, which is the top division of the league. These two runners are one-on-one, so this is the final week, so this is going to be playing for a winning record. Two very good players here. And it looks like we're ready to go pretty soon. So with this category, there's tons of different routes available. So yeah, we'll see over the course of the race what the two runners have planned for us here, but there could be some pretty substantial divergences. All right, looks like we're off there. So most glitched categories of Link to the Past will start the same way, which is a series of tricks that we use in order to escape from the escape sequence. So we haven't got to rescue Zelda, or at least we haven't got to rescue Zelda first. We will be saving her eventually. Yeah, so actually, yeah, it's been noted that the vanilla lamp indeed, but this game actually has 3 different chests that can possibly hold the lamp. If you don't get it, if you'd happen to not open the chest in Link's house for whatever reason, it will be in the secret passage chest here near Uncle, or if you don't get that one, it will be in Zelda's cell. Because we're not rescuing Zelda first, we need to get that lamp, but the fastest one is actually the one in Zelda's cell. Which is what we get in the Major Glitches runs. Right, so neither runner going for Uncle Jump here. The first thing we need to do in order to arm our overworld exploration glitch we'll be doing is a jump save and quit, which there is a fast way to do if you're very good, like on the stairs after Uncle, but both of them here you're trying for the safer version in the castle. So the next step here is we need to get into what we call Lonk state, by being damaged as we enter the door to the castle here. So we're going to bait this guard, line up. It's like Krithel's guard unfortunately went a bit to the left. It's better to be hit from the right. Looks like they did both get it though. Krithel had to spend just a couple seconds toying with the guard a little bit more. But yeah, they both got Lonk state here, so now we're going to get damaged by the energy outside of the tower here. That'll put us on the wrong layer. I always say that, but I think technically on the overworld there aren't different layers, which is why exploration glitches, or this variant of it, is allowed. But anyway, we can get to walk underneath the guard here. So now we're out of there. And looks like we do see a little divergence already. So what this tells me is that Krithel is going to be going for an early basement clip route. He'll be going to get a bottle now in order to set that up. Tam is going straight to Eastern Palace, so whether they'll be basement clipping or not is kind of deferred for now. But if they are, they'll be doing it later. So yeah, Krithel grabbed the bottle there from the back of the tavern. Is now, yeah, we go, getting this clip up to here, and we'll be doing a map wrap into Eastern Palace. Krithel has to be a little careful here. If you move right at any point during, while you're wrapped like that, you will hard lock. So both of them into Eastern Palace now. This dungeon looks pretty similar to how it looks in No Major Glitches runs. We'll be seeing them both grabbing as many arrows as they possibly can from pots in here as well. We saw the first set already from Tam's side. So the next trick, Tam is approaching first here. The big key damage boost. I'm going to take advantage of invincibility frames from being hit in order to pick up the pot that these anti-fairies are guarding. Ooh, looks like a slight little bit of trouble with it there from Tam. Took more damage than they would have liked, but looks like there's a couple of pots with hearts in at the bottom of that room, but Tam is choosing to move onwards without them. Try and beat the dungeon at half a heart. That should be fine. Just means there are more things that can go wrong. Here's Krithel's damage boost. Really clean. So there we can see that Krithel now has an extra heart there, which is how it looks if you do it as intended. So Tam's going to be in one hit KO mode to like all the enemies in the back here. Okay, Tam's going to grab that heart. That's fair. There's another reasonable safety heart. So should be fine now. Nothing in this dungeon does more than one heart, so Tam now has a hit to give against everything. Thought I was going to jinx them by getting them hit by the cannonball, but it did not happen. Tam getting all kinds of arrow drops from enemies there. It's kind of a little annoying to get them both at once there. It would be nice to kind of save one of those drops for later, but here's where it is. Here comes the Almost Knights fight. The standard quick kill here with the top right strat, and you chase the guards down into the to the left here. It's like Krithel has had an extra cycle there in Zelda Gamer Room. And also is not getting big arrow drops, only gets the one there and will be on 25, so... so with a good fight here, we'll only be leaving the dungeon with one less arrow than Tam currently has. Gotta make sure you get the quick kill, there we go. So Tam's going to grab the boots here. After the boots, we'll be seeing another little divergence between the two of them. Krithel will be clipping up to the witch's hut to buy a potion to go with the bottle that he got on the way to Easton, whereas Tam will be going straight to the mountain. Yeah, we also see the bombs picked up here. Krithel will also be grabbing at least one of the rupee chests in the back here too. Actually, I think he'll have to be both here. I think the potion that he needs to buy immediately costs 60. So one lot of 50 is not good enough. If he'd gotten luckier with drops in the dungeon, he could have gotten away with one. So yeah, Krithel here setting up a teleport. There we go. I think the way he usually does this is that he fixes the screen to make sure that he can't lock the game. There we go. Tam now doing a trick called DMA. That's Death Mountain Ascent. As you can see, we can Clip ourselves up here and get into the old man cave. This skips the requirement to have a glove to enter this cave. So we can now take the old man up the mountain. Krithel's going to be doing that same trick in just a second here. Having approached this point from a slightly different angle coming from the potion shop. I think Krithel was a pixel too high there. He's now trying to get these unbuffered down right and not getting it. Alright, we see the Kiki Yeet there from Tam. We can fling ourselves across the map as a slightly faster way to get into the cave here, where we do the Kiki Skip. I'm using a normalized movement setup there. Oh, this looks bad. Yeah, okay, didn't get a clean... Either didn't get a clean diagonal for the clip, or possibly the bomb was not quite in the right spot. I think that was probably just the problem with the diagonal. It's really unfortunate, because a save and quit here puts you back at Sanctuary. We don't yet have the ability to choose where we go. And Tam dashing low here means that they might just be going for escape next. Yeah, okay. So this is an on-the-fly reroute from Tam. Which makes sense. They'll be able to, if they want to, they'll be able to save and quit to the old man cave after, or the old man's house rather, after escape. Which will mean that they could then resume their route from there if they wanted to. We see from Krithel there the successful Kiki skip. So Krithel's going to be doing the early basement clip here. Yeah, shoutouts to DoomTap there for pointing out that Tam will need to kill the ball and chain guard, which is a thing that would normally get skipped by Cave State Big Key. And that Cave State Big Key has now been picked up by Krithel. So because we clipped into the Palace of Darkness from a cave, our dungeon ID still believes that we're in a cave rather than in Palace of Darkness. So that Cave State Big Key will allow us to, will give us a few other big keys, including the big key for Hyrule Castle here, which is why Tam's going to have to kill the guard rather than just having it for free. It'll also give us the big keys for Desert Palace and Hera. But it means that we no longer have access to a big key for Palace of Darkness, so we're going to have to do some other shenanigans here in order to still be able to beat Palace of Darkness without a big key, which basically involves unlocking the big chest here and the big door to the Helmasaur fight with the Cave State big key, so we have to do it in Cave State here. Alright, Krithel gets the second try, hover to the big chest there, and successfully gets out of the rail. Tam has now saved Zelda. One of the reasons to delay saving Zelda here is that we get the huge time save from having access to the mirror. Alright, looks like Krithel climbing the stairs there, but didn't drink his potion. This is fine. You just need to make sure you don't drink your potion. That's when the trick has actually gone wrong. There we go. Now it's been drunk correctly, so. Alright, so yeah, Tam's now trying to get back into Palace of Darkness here. So I think they'll just be resuming the route. Okay, Tam unfortunately reaching a spin there. Down to one bomb now as well. This is getting a little unfortunate. Looks like Krithel's basement clip is still going fine. And Tam is in Palace of Darkness. Okay, mission accomplished. They will probably need to pick up some extra bombs. Alright, Krithel has successfully basement clipped. We see the save and quit there. Yeah, that was actually a really good basement clip. It's just a shame that he had the mishap the first time and climbed back up the stairs. So now Krithel is going to be heading to the escape sequence. They're just sort of following each other's footsteps right now. But Tam won't be doing a basement clip here. I believe Tam's route will involve getting the hammer and then leaving. I think Tam will be doing the hammer jump here, as opposed to the hover that we saw from Krithel. Right, Tam trying to pause on the right pixel, and unfortunately didn't get it, had to adjust. Right, so Tam has now recovered back to the point where they should have been in the route. So we'll be seeing the early hook sequence coming up next. And there we see Krithel walking straight into Zelda's cell without killing the ball and chain. That's a consequence of the K-State big key. And another consequence of the K-State big key is that Tam is able to just immediately start climbing in Tower of Hera here without needing to go into the basement through the very slow tile room. I guess they had to get the small key from the basement cage, but yeah, the basement tile room can be completely skipped here, which saves a lot of time. Alright, so Tam getting the bomb jump there. It's a commonly seen trick in kind of everything in No Major Glitches runs in Randomizer. And now we're going to see Tam adjust into a specific spot in the corner there to start a dash citrus. There we go. Yeah, that was good. So now we've clipped into Swamp Palace. And now remember, the K-State big key made the game think that we have the Hera big key. Or I guess it just gave us the Hera big key, or if you want, depending on that might just be semantics. But now, because we clipped from Hera to Swamp, the game still has our dungeon ID as Hera, so we can use that Cave State / Hera big key to open the Swamp Palace big chest. So there we are, hookshot acquired, and also skips the only instance of a big key locked anything in Swamp, which means we'll be able to skip the Swamp Palace big key later, which is also incredibly slow, having to do left side Swamp. Alright, so Tam doing the DMD there, Death Mountain Descent. Going to be heading to Thieves Town next. While Krithel is now doing the early hook stuff. He's already clipped himself into Swamp and needs to do the fake clippers now. Oh, yeah, I think I don't know the backup here, but Krithel might. Okay, it looks like Krithel does have a plan here. Huge. Alright, there we go. Alright, so good save from Krithel there. Still manages to get a hook shot. So we'll now be following Tam into Thieves Town. Thieves Town again is going to look a lot like it does in No Major Glitches. The biggest exception being the first room of the basement, because we haven't got a glove yet. We'll have to go the long way around, kill the enemies, and open the door rather than picking up the rock. Yeah, because we're coming into this into Thieves Town here from like the early Hook stuff, we are always like down on health, and we haven't got very many hearts at the moment either. So I always look upon Thieves Town here as being kind of the end of the very punishing early game in this category, having to do thieves on quite low health. Krithel being bullied in the hellway. Right, Tam has grabbed the maiden, going to be making their way to the boss fight here. Notice Krithel is currently on 0 arrows. It's not ideal. It's I mean, I'm sure he'll have a plan for that as well. There's a couple of pickups that we'll be seeing somewhat soon. Alright, here's Tam's blind fight. See if they can stay on script. This looks good. Alright, solid fight. So Krithel's going to be heading down. There's another arrow pot in the corner here. I think Tam grabbed it as well. It's pretty out of the way. When you've got to kill all the enemies, it's like not outrageously bad to walk down there and grab that pot. There is a strat you can do where you throw a bomb down into that corner and hope to kill the Stalfos with it. We see Krithel being pretty careful there as well. Although he can take a hit. But you'd rather not, obviously, than be in one hit KO mode to everything else, including blind. So Skullwood's next. So we saw that Tam didn't grab the 300 rupees from the brewery. Because of the basement clip. There's a bunch of rupees there you can do in lieu of getting one of the 2 300 chests in this split. Alright, Tam also successfully getting Frog Door, Krithel successfully killing Blind. You'd love to see all of it. Tam going for Hooksmiths. Yeah, so luckily the game doesn't actually check that you've got the Master Sword to temper it, so we can just turn in our plain old fighter sword and get the tempered sword. It's certainly worth it. It's a lot faster than having to actually grab Master Sword, and it's obviously more powerful anyway, so it's just the best option. So from here on in, Skullwoods is just the RMG split, basically, with a little less health. I'm getting another arrow drop there. 21 is tons at this stage. Right, Tam's mummy room went pretty well. They've grabbed a big key. Alright, so Tam's on the way to the back of Skull now. Again, this is going to look a lot like it does in the Major Glitches runs. There's actually like a few somewhat difficult and kind of interesting rooms in the back of Skull, even though there's not that many rooms in total. Like there's the Mummy Hellway here, which is a semi-technical room, and then the Mummy Key room coming up. Alright, here comes the moth fight. That looked like a good opener, but moth is unfortunately hanging out at the top there. Okay. Pretty good fight. A couple of spikes moved, but only just. So Krithel has now got the fire rod too. We'll be heading on to the moth fight himself. Right, the next order of business for Tam here is going to be finishing the Tower of Hera. We were obviously in there earlier to do the early hook, but it actually makes a little bit more sense to come back and finish the dungeon later. We can use the tempered sword for a better mold-on fight, and we can also take advantage of Hera part here to get up the tower really quickly. And here's Krithel's moth. Ooh, nice dodge on those beams there. Ooh, not those ones though. Okay, let's be a little bit careful. I'm not scared. Okay, moth down. A little bit more of an eventful fight there, but the important thing is that he won. Right, there we see the tempered mold-on fight. really quite straightforward. Must be the boss with like the biggest difference in difficulty between NMG and an AD, right? Like not even close. Right, so Tam has acquired an ether medallion. So it looks like they're going to be setting up the super jump. So we break the camera by clipping from the bottom of the mountain to the top, then go through the portal, which allows for this little thing here where we hop down the mountain. I think 5 times twice, so it's like 10 total screens worth of descent here, which puts us right down here, and we can head into the Maya area. Ooh, it's like, unfortunately, Krithel taking a plunge there. I didn't see quite how that happened, but yeah, we get the big scrolling on Tam's side. Alright, successful mold-on fight. A second try from Krithel. So Tam's into Maya here, which is another dungeon that's very similar to NMG, which is actually kind of like the big difference that came about when early Hook was implemented into runs. Maya used to be very interesting in this category. Before then, we would clip from Maya to Hera to Swamp and get our hook shot at this point. But now the dungeon is the same as NMG, apart from the way that we do spooky action. Okay, Tam having a bit of an encounter with the slug there. Oh, Krithel also takes a slightly different route to set up the super jump. Same principle applies though. Just get to this spot with a broken camera. Okay, Tam having to having a fight with a Wizrobe there. But they did successfully light all the torches in time, which is what matters here. A nice heart drop. Alright, so Krithel into Maya as well now. I think they both have pretty good Maya 2s, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we're going to be seeing from Tam momentarily the way that we do spooky in all dungeons. Or maybe we're not. So I was expecting Tam to have thrown a block into the pit upstairs. You can throw one into the pit down here. Tam does 2013 AD Spooky. Yeehaw. Alright, so anyway, this bit is the same here. Apart from the bit where you get beaten up by the, oh, nice. by the Stalfos. But yeah, so Tam also has a little setup there to get Spooky 3 on that screen. So that's nice. There's a couple of options that you can do for Spooky 3 in all dungeons. A solid victorious fight there. Had to get one spin in at the end, but no big deal. The rest of the fight was good. Alright, let's see if Krithel shows us the modern day all dungeon spooky. Looks like Krithel also took an extra heart of damage somewhere. Looks like Krithel missed the initial block placement there. I wouldn't know if that had ruined Spooky, but he's behaving as if Spooky is still alive here. Okay, has to wait for the other anti-fairy now, but yeah, it was still good. Alright, Tam now coming up to Desert, or coming up to the boss in Desert. Desert's the last dungeon where we get to make use of the K-State Big Key here, which is why Tam didn't have to visit the front of the dungeon first. Alright, ooh, that thing is still alive. Okay, it's fine. Krithel didn't get shot. We see a pretty outrageous delta of arrows here. Alright, nice one cycle ammo. Right, so we're going to see another map wrap here. We saw one from Krithel away at the beginning of the game, but now they'll both be doing this one. Okay, that was the the bush guard right at the end there, but that shouldn't matter as long as you don't panic. So yeah, there's the ice rod acquired now. So it looks like Tam is making a return trip into Pod now. With the late basement clip route, we'll see them coming in there twice more. Krithel, having done early basement clip, only had to return once. Krithel also gets the 1 cycle ammo. So yeah, deferring basement clip to here is a little slower, but the advantage of it is that you can do the setup with Samaria rather than having to get the potion, which is a little safer. You can't accidentally drink your potion and then be screwed. You get to try quite a few times. If you fail enough times, you will run out of magic with the setup, but you get a lot more chances. You see the last of the rupees collected. Looks like that was a gold desert palace from Krithel by 0.2. Not that tons happens in that split. I imagine I imagine Krithel's gold is probably already within like a couple seconds of optimal. Alright, so Krithel also heading back to Pass of Darkness here for what will be his final trip. Alright, basement clip success from Tam. So you're now going to see Krithel remembering to mirror, to fix fake Dark World here, before returning to Pass Darkness in the correct state so that we can beat it. So Tam here looks like on the way to Turtle Rock. We see, yeah, the Turtle Rock climb there went really well, and we get the mirror wrap here. Now this takes us directly to the laser bridge entrance in the back of Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, I don't get to skip like the whole dungeon because we still need the big key. So Tam will be heading to the big key, kind of like back to front. Okay, got a little bit shot there. Didn't matter. There's a nice little bonus heart. So Tam might choose to delay slightly here, or might just still tank the hit now that they grabbed a safety heart. Yeah. So if you go as fast as you can in that room, you get hit once by that fire bar. Looks like Krithel almost done with the subsequent basement clip here. Looks like Tam is being a little bit too high. Playing this room safe because of the low health, but it can obviously also lead to other problems. Here's Krithel's Helmasaur fight. Okay, being a little bit safe at the end there, but Helmasaur down. Alright, here comes the pretty scary Pokies room on low health here. Oh, we get the, okay, Tam got the bottom left RNG, but decided to just wait it out. And got the fairy drop, so yeah. So the bottom left RNG there is the most difficult by far, but also the fastest if you do it well. But Tam decided to opt out of the possibility of doing it well to not get killed, which is a fair trade-off, I think. Alright, you see the fast strat there in Peg Maze. Right, try next fight. for Tam here. We're seeing Krithel heading into Turtle Rock as well next. So after this, Tam will be finishing off Palace of Darkness, at which point it'll be much more clear what the situation is with the race. Like at that point, they will have then beaten all the same stuff. Ooh, Krithel missing the mirror rep. Mirrored without pressing left. To wait, looks like a good second try though. Krithel also getting shot by the laser. Fun fact, the Turtle Rock maiden cutscene actually has one extra text box if you're not doing Turtle Rock as your last dungeon. I'm going to be grabbing the flippers next. That looks like a... Ooh, I thought that was a good position for the hop. If you do it right, you can end up in a position on the slope there to immediately hop down again. But there's an easy enough backup clip. Alright, Krithel needs to be further right or higher. There we go. Ooh, nice reactions there. Didn't get the peg iframes and had to think quick and decide to bonk over the rolling pin. Flippers for Tam, so they'll be heading to the water dungeons next. Swamp Palace first, presumably. Oh no, sorry, never mind that. They'll be finishing Pod first. Then it'll be Swamp and Ice. Right, Tam also remembering to fix Fate Dark World. The reason you have to do that is because of there's like 3 dungeons have conflicts with pendants and crystals. So if you've already beaten Desert Palace, which with these routes the runners have, you need to make sure that you're beating Pod in the right world in order to get the prize to drop. Alright, Krithel looks like didn't get the double spin there. Let's have a slightly longer fight there. It looks like Tam's also chosen to do this last pod trip the normal way rather than doing another basement clip. Perfectly reasonable decision. Alright, so there's Krithel sorted out from Turtle Rock, so it's however long it takes Tam to to fight Helmasaur. Oh, I guess Krithel also has to talk out the flippers, which Tam already has. So it's going to be approximately the Path of Darkness crystal cutscene that separates the two of them. Like, Tam's probably going to kill Helmasaur here at about the same time that Krithel is buying flippers. Okay, Tam does need to be a little careful here. Just release a spin, there we go. Alright, so Krithel leaving Link's house there at 50:05. I'll try and remember to check the same thing on Tam's side. Yeah, their routes are now synced. Alright, Tam leaving there at about 50:50, so there's about 45 seconds between them. So with all of the route divergences and a couple of mistakes here and there, they're pretty close still. But 45 seconds is a pretty good lead at this point. There's still one or two places where things can go drastically wrong, but for the most part, the race is it's Krithel's to lose, but it certainly hasn't been won yet. Krithel to get sniped by one of the bombers on the overworld into the swamp segment here, so he needs to be a little bit careful here. Should still be fine. Dying in Swamp Palace is not a common occurrence, but it certainly is possible. That block is too low. Yeah, there we go. There we see Diver down, another rando favourite. Alright, looks like Krithel just grabbing some safety hearts there to completely ensure everything's going to be fine. I think everything in the Argus fight deals 2 hearts, so even after getting hit there, well, okay, after getting hit twice, now we are back in 2-hit KO mode, but at least we're not in 1-hit KO mode, which would have been the case if Krithel hadn't picked up the safety hearts. So that's not the hook shot. Okay. Try and clean this up to still get a 1 cycle at least. Yeah, there we go. Tam, couldn't quite clean up in time when he had the empty cycle, unfortunately. Still going to be a faster 1 cycle than Krithel got, though. So a little more time saved here. Krithel coming up on the Ice Palace mirror wrap here. Gets on a good pixel. Doesn't go too high. Perfect. Alright, so coming out of the swamp split there, looks like the distance between them has now shrunk to 25 seconds, so even closer than we were before. Krithel, going for the block throw there. Okay, the jellyfish blocked it the first time, but not the second, luckily. Oh, I looked away during Tam's mirror wrap there, but looking at the positioning, it looks like Tam might have done the Spaces version, which is a relatively recent find. Alright, Tam comes through Icebreaker as well. Krithel's going to go for a stair clip. Gets it for the most part. It's not, yeah, it usually looks a little smoother than that, but that was still fine. We'll still save time. Like he didn't clip all the way into the transition. There we go. We see from Tam there. That's what it looks like if you kind of get the whole hog. Alright, cold stair time. Very nice fight. I see how Tam does with it. Okay. Good kills both. So yeah, we're in the same crystal cutscene as each other now. We very much have a race on our hands here. Yeah, certainly could come down to blue balls at this point. Well within that range. Alright, Krithel going to be clipping into Ganon's tower here. Alright, looks like Krithel not getting the chit or the torch key. Torch key's a very reasonable choice in this category, but that means he'll be getting one of the keys upstairs. It's like Tam going for a slightly different version of the GT clip, but gets you into the dungeon all the same. Alright, also no torch key for Tam. Ooh, Krithel missing the boomerang there. There we go. This room is a little fiddly. Got to be a bit precise with your positioning, and it's one of the rooms that like sucks to fail because you've got to go like back and forth on menus a bunch if you mess it up. Oh yeah, as Fox points out there, Tam got the old man refill. It's pretty slow to talk to the old man, but, you know, It's a race safety. Oh no, Krithel with the extra warp. I guess it's possible it was deliberate to get those arrows, but I don't think so. Like, there's another arrow pot here between the chests before and after Ice Armos if you need them. Tam comes into here with absolutely tons of arrows, so he isn't going to bother with this chest. So we're going to see them both getting the arrows they need to finish the run from the chest after Ice Armos here. You might see a couple of different strats in this this first upstairs room here. Krithel going to be doing what we call the heart neutral strat here. It's a slightly safer and slightly slower way of doing the room that keeps you at the same heart you had before. But because Tam got the old man refill, we're going to see the full RMG here. Ooh, Krithel having a bit of a problem with mimics. Oh, and then the spike gets in the way. Okay. Alright, this race is basically all tied up now. Krithel making some good use of some extra arrows there. Tam got a little bit of a run around in Gauntlet 1. And then having to circle back around in Gauntlet 3 as well. Looks like Krithel's going to get better RNG here. Tam took the lead in Mimics 1. That was when the lead change actually happened. Okay, Tam gonna have an extra cycle here, but Krithel gets the 1. Okay, these look like they were exploding at essentially exactly the same second here. Alright, this is a very real race. Alright, that heart drop on Krithel's side was actually kind of welcome. Okay, now it's Tam who's the one whose health is in a little bit of danger. Yeah, so what I was going to say is that the fifth heart there is quite nice because it just like the lasers do 4. While you shouldn't really get hit by them, it just allows you to kind of not be as scared. But now Tam is at 4 hearts, so we'll have to be a little bit scared. Alright, looks like they're going to both be going for the chest key here. Okay, Krithel got bunny beamed, but then rescued from it by the Andy Fairy. So because we don't need the magic refill in this category, oh, I guess you can get a little bit of use out of it, because we don't really need it. You often don't get the chest key, but it could be a case that like the plan there is to get the mini Helmasaur key if you have good health, and the chest key if you don't. But we saw a hoverfall, unfortunately, from Krithel there. We're going to see another attempt, and gets his second try. But that's allowed Tam to pull away a little bit. Krithel gets the crazy bumper as a consolation prize. These patterns from Tam's side have not been great. Okay, that was a no-hit. Let's not have that happen again. Nice triple to get back into it here. Ooh, Krithel gets a nice triple to open the fight. Probably can't get the double triple here though with that horrible pattern. Tam has dropped into the Ganon hole, which is not what you want to do there. Uh-oh. So because of the All Dungeons category, we do actually have to beat Aghanim's Tower. Alright, so we're going to see some more river clipping here as a backwards way into Aghanim's Tower. Nice backup. Alright, it looks like, yeah, looking at the race room, Tam has forfeited the race. Unfortunate. That's a real sad way to end it there, but at least for the last, like, 10 minutes or so, we had a really close race. That was definitely fun to watch. Alright, so Krithel just has to finish out the run here to get the 2-1, have a winning record in the season of League. Yeah, I'm not sure from Tam. Tam had, like, got into Aghanim's Tower. Then the screen disappeared, and I checked the race room to see the forfeit, so I'm not entirely sure precisely what prompted it at the end there, but... Krithel's going to get 15 blue balls now, and Tam could have won. Okay, the 15 is dead. Alright, looks like 6 blue balls. Alright, no worries, Tam. GG. Thanks for like attempting to run at least. Alright, 6 blue balls for Krithel. Just gotta kill Ganon. Nice first couple of phases from Krithel there. Gets the one-on-one, and then gets 100,000 warps. Alright, and there's the torch glitch hit. So the rest of the Ganon fight should be a formality. I think that's going to be a little bit too slow to get the spin that time. But there's the last one. GG's in chat, everybody please. Krithel's going to be coming across the bridge here. Finishing up in 1:12:30. Going to get the win, going to be 2-1 in this season of League. No mean feat in a division with lots of very good runners. Alright, looks like Krithel is joining us here. GG.
Hello, GG.
Yeah, it was quite an eventful run, certainly.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a run. It finished.
It certainly did.
There was no like massive disasters. Just a lot of medium-sized in most splits. It's like one of the worst 112s I think I've ever had. But
yeah, the back half of that run, certainly there was like a lot of kind of bleeding of time.
Yeah, well, and the front half. There's like 2 splits that wasn't.
Fair.
But yeah, it's it was. I mean, yeah, it's tough to pick any one thing out. I mean, obviously GT was just terrible, but like that's it can go that way. But yeah, just one of those runs, you know.
Yeah, for sure. There was there was also the Argus fight was a concern.
Yeah, it was a little scary. It just shows you where my head wasn't in it. So completely forgetting a menu, and then I'm glad I had the extra hearts. Like I had the.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you
grabbed
the safety hearts, then immediately got hit by like the 2 guys in the water in Phelps way.
Yeah. Well, I grabbed them because I just knew that was going to happen, and I just end up in Argus on Oko and Hate Life. As it was
Yeah.
actually safer the way it went, because when I slammed down 2 Samaria blocks, I'm not playing that fight to be like fast or to cut things
Yeah.
close. So you end up
Yeah, for sure.
actually being safer. There was never really a chance of getting hit because I was far back enough, and I was, if it was a 2 cycle, it was a 2 cycle. So funnily enough, it was probably safer the way it went, and it would have been more dangerous if had not absolutely blown it.
Yeah, for sure. And you did even save the 1 cycle in the end, right? It was a kind of like a slow
Yeah,
one.
it was a 1. Yeah, it was a slow 1 in the end, which is about as much as you can hope for when it
Yeah.
starts off like that. So, in the end, that was fine. And then, ice was okay to kind of get me back on stable footing. But
Yeah, you got the gold desert in there.
yeah, cheeky little gold, that's something. I mean, Gold Desert always feels a little bit of a cheat because there's not much going on.
Yeah, just like get the 1 cycle and
You
hope
get
it's
the
the
one
fastest you've done it.
cycle, and then have you cut enough corners and got the quick warp, things like that. But yeah, I mean, there was some good stuff there. Pod 2, which is normally one of my worst splits, where I actually kill Helmer, went quite well. The basement clip was a bit shaky, but decent enough. And like the first basement clip was also good, but that split was let down by the hover fail and climbing up the stairs. Otherwise, it'd have been quite a nice.
Yeah, the basement clip itself was very good that first time.
Yeah, so there was some bright spots, but a lot. Yeah, it was just one of those where you can't get your head properly in the run, and it just everything goes badly. I'll also blame some enemy RMG. There was some absolutely horrific enemies. The dead rocks were out for me today. Things like just.
Yeah,
But it was
that,
90% my fault.
yeah. I mean, we saw that in RNG at the end as well, right? Like, you obviously got the 6 blue balls and then like quite a few Ganon warps.
Yeah, a few some of the fun at the end as well, but it's part of the fun of the category,
Yeah, for sure.
So so sorry to Tam, who probably deserved that one, but seems to be having a rougher time than me.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. It's unfortunate, but like definitely GG's to them as well for like attempting to get the run done and like like the time like between like Swamp and then like the end of GT, it was a really close race and it was very good to watch.
Yeah. I kept on kind of flicking over just to see where we were, and I saw myself going into GT slightly ahead, so I was like, got to knuckle down, have a good GT. Made it to Aga 2 having not looked. It was like, no, I'm going to be pretty far behind now, but there's always blue balls. But yeah, unfortunately, wasn't to be.
All right, well, yeah, GG's 2-1 is not a bad effort at all in a pretty hard division.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's such a fun category. I mean, AD race is always going to be a bit of a toss-up of who has the most disasters. But it's just such a fun category to play. So GG to everyone I played. I had 3 very fun races in very different ways. Had a blast here.
Yeah, excellent. It's always fun to play League and to play all dungeons.
Yeah. Massive shout. Well, shout out to Tam for running All Dungeons League. We've been waiting for this since League was first created. It finally happened.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thanks again. Don't forget to give these runners a follow, and I guess I'll throw back over to ZeldaSpeedRuns for the end of the stream.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching today's stream. Thank you to both of our runners, Krithel and Tam. Tam, I hope you feel better. And of course to Rob for commentating. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's stream. Tons more All Dungeons RMG League. Tons more. It ends this week. But there's still a lot more races, so keep an eye on the schedule. Best place to find out about upcoming races is the League Discord. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. We are going to raid over to Scrub Central. They're doing an Ocarina of Time randomizer race for the Scrubs tournament. So I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you next time. Bye.